Hello, hope we are all doing well. I want to take us through what we call quality assurance of pharmaceuticals. So under quality assurance of pharmaceuticals, we are going to look at a number of things. One of it is understanding what quality assurance is. And then we need to know about the different characteristics of a comprehensive quality assurance program. And then there is also need to know the characteristics of a comprehensive quality assurance program. There is also need for us to know the difference between quality control and quality assurance. So to save time, we need to understand that the purpose of quality assurance in public pharmaceutical supply system is to ensure that each medicine reaching the patient is safe, effective, and of standard quality or acceptable quality. Any medicine reaching a patient should be of quality and should be of an acceptable quality, not just of quality or standard. It should be an acceptable standard because you find that you may manufacture something that is of standard, however, it is not acceptable. It is beyond the standard of human consumption. So that is the main purpose of our quality assurance. Quality assurance activities should be a comprehensive, spanning the entire supply process from medicine selection to medicine use. So let us look at the definition of terms. Pharmaceutical quality assurance is a wide range concept covering all matters that individually or collectively influence the quality of a product. It is the totality if the arrangements made with the objective of ensuring that pharmaceutical products are of quality required for their intended use. Quality assurance is a system that gives guidelines which, when followed, ensures that pharmaceutical preparations compounded and supplied are of high quality, or is doing the right thing the right way and at the right time. That's what quality assurance is all about. When you do the right thing the right way and at the right time, you are ensuring quality, you are assuring quality. If it is in the facility, you are in the dispensing room and then you are doing the procedure of dispensing and you're doing this procedure in the right way and at the right time, it means you are ensuring quality of this medicine or of dispensing process of your service that you're rendering to your patients. Pharmaceutical quality control covers all measures taken, including the setting of specifications, sampling, testing, and analytical clearance to ensure that raw materials, intermediate, packaging materials, and finished pharmaceutical products conform with established specifications for identity, specifications for identity. Let me repeat that. You see that pharmaceutical quality control covers all measures taken, including the setting of specifications, sampling, testing, and analytical clearance to ensure that raw materials, intermediate or packaging materials, and finished pharmaceutical products conform with established specification for identity, strength, purity, and other characteristics. And then, excuse me, and then we have what we call good manufacturing practices. Good manufacturing practices are the different procedures that we need to follow, that we need to have in mind as we are manufacturing our products, or we can say standard operating procedures that we need to follow, doing the right thing, just like what the whole quality assurance system is all about, doing the right thing the right way and the right time. So the procedure of doing the right thing the right way and the right time at the manufacturing unit, we can call that, the whole of it, good manufacturing practices. Those different procedures that we have to do in order to do the right thing. If in case we have to receive the raw materials, we are there receiving the raw materials the right way and the right time, we are already ensuring quality, and the process of us receiving and ensuring that we are doing it the right way, the different ways that we have to do, we can classify that or call that good manufacturing practices. So quality assurance characteristics of a comprehensive quality assurance program is what we need to cover next. So quality assurance program of pharmaceuticals has to be comprehensive, has to be collective, has to be, I can call it, united. So quality assurance program is a living, breathing system that needs to be evaluated and updated after seeing it in practice and as a relevant variable change. However, we have principles of quality assurance. We majorly have two principles of quality assurance, that is fit for purpose. The main aim or the principle of quality assurance, the moment you start a specific procedure, a specific activity at the pharmaceutical unit, you need to first identify what is the need of my patients in the community. In case you want to manufacture medicine for cough, do you have clients that need medicine for cough? In case you are manufacturing medicine for malaria, do you have clients that are there to consume this medicine? So the first thing you need to put in mind is what is your customer need. And then after looking at the customer need, you're going to look at the raw materials you're going to use. Are they going to enable you prepare your intended product that is going to manage that specific condition in the field? That is what we call fit for purpose. If you're prepared anti-malaria, it should treat malaria. If you're prepared antihistamine, it should manage any allergic reactions. Of course, histamines can be divided in different ways. So we see that the product reaching a patient should be safe, effective, and acceptable quality for specific intended use. This is what I am trying to say, fit for purpose. And then the second principle of quality assurance is right the first time. Mistakes should be eliminated and ensure that products produced is of a high standard quality at its first time in order to reduce losses. Right the first time. If it is your first time or it is your first batch should be, you should not have mistakes in it. Like, it should be of standard, it should be of quality the right time. Make sure that you have correct raw materials, you have correct personnel or right personnel, you have all other required apparatus that you need to prepare your drug. Because if you make sure that you have the right medicine the first time, you are going to reduce loss of time, you are going to save time, because if you find that it is not right the first time, you are going to repeat the procedure, and the process of repeating the procedure, you have wasted time, you have wasted resources, you have wasted funds, and a number of things. So it is always good to be cautious. That is why it becomes a principle of quality assurance. Fit for purpose has one principle of quality assurance, and the second one being right the first time. We needed to know these different principles before we look at characteristics of a comprehensive quality assurance program. So I hope this is clear to all of us. So let us go straight away to what we call characteristics of a comprehensive quality assurance program. A comprehensive quality assurance program has a different number of characteristics. Characteristics, another word for them, we can call them features. Or in a more simpler way, we can call them, these are things that will enable us know that there is something happening in that specific unit. For example, if you want to visit a hospital or you are sick, so when you reach a hospital and you assess how patients are handled, how the environment of that hospital is, you are able to deduce something or give a conclusion about that hospital. You can say they are smart, they are neat, they are this, they are confident. So those are some of the things you have seen around that has enabled you tell us that this has quality services. So when we look at characteristics of a comprehensive quality assurance program, we are looking at what are those things that we have to see or that we have to put in place so that we see that quality assurance is active in this specific unit. So one, we have what we call functionality. So a quality assurance program should have a specific goal and it should be in position to achieve its goals. It should have different, I don't want to call them duties, let's call them roles. The people who are responsible for ensuring quality should know what they have to do, should know their functions, should know their role, should know the whole essence of having this program present in the pharmaceutical unit. That is why we call it functionality. Usability, we are looking at all these other things that we have in the facility. Do people have the knowledge to use them? Or we can say usability, we are looking at the final product that we prepare. Is it going to be effective? Is it going to be fit for purpose? We can describe or explain usability in that way. Reliability, we expect this program to be reliable because it covers all other departments in the pharmaceutical unit. It covers the aspect of weighing. It covers the aspect of compounding of medicine. It covers the aspect of packaging. It covers the aspect of quality control. It covers the aspect, so many aspects. So if this program is not reliable, you find that there will be no connection between all these different among all these different departments that we have quality assurance being charged on. So we expect this program to be reliable and to guide people on what to do, especially on generating the standard operating procedures at every step of production, at every stage of production. And then we look at performance. We are looking at its roles. Is it able to execute its roles? Is it able to keep its promises? Something like that. Supportability, we are looking at other support that our facility can have. Okay, like that the quality control, quality assurance program should have. Does it have support from donors? Does it have support from other places? So like if there is strong support or collaboration partnership, you find that the system will grow strong. However, let me ask you to look out for conformance and durability as your other characteristics. So we have goals of a quality assurance or quality assurance program. There are basically two goals, that is, establish that the product meets the standard requirements. Whatever product you are making, make sure that it meets the stated requirements. And then minimize the number of errors in the finished products. Make sure you minimize the number of errors in the finished product. Okay, so those are the two goals that you don't have to forget. So here still takes us to comprehensive quality assurance program, and they are telling us a quality assurance program is a living, breathing system that needs to be evaluated and updated after seeing it in practice and as a relevant variable change. So a quality assurance program is a system that overlooks how people are doing what they are supposed to do the right way and at the right time. It overlooks and sees, are people doing the right thing? Are people doing it at the right time? Are they following what they are supposed to do? So that is what the program does. However, we see that there are procedures of uh, establishing a comprehensive quality assurance program. So we will see that there are here procedures to establish a comprehensive quality assurance program can be divided into three categories. What we need to have in mind if we think of having a comprehensive quality assurance program in our manufacturing unit, we need to know that we need three procedures, or we need three ways, major ways, categories. So the first category here, we have the procedure to ensure that only medicine products that meet current standards for quality are brought. These may include, so one of the procedure for you to establish a comprehensive, or for you to see that you have a strong quality assurance program in your manufacturing unit. This program should be in position to ensure that only medicine products that meet current standards for quality are brought or bought. So how do we ensure that we have bought those goods or medicines or products that are of quality? We are looking at the raw materials. How do we know we have got raw materials of quality? We can only find out by looking at these things, that is careful product selection. When you are doing selection of raw materials, you need to be keen. You need to know exactly what you want, and you should also be in position to know the quality that you require. So that makes you to carefully select your product. And then after you have got the product or selected the product, there is need for you to select a supplier. And this takes you to procurement, where we looked at the different methods of procurement under stores and inventory management. So when you are selecting a supplier to liaise with, to do business with, there are a number of factors that you need to put in place. And those factors, you need to carefully look keen on them. Because if you do not have, or you have not selected your supplier carefully, you will find that you will not be in position to buy your raw materials that are of quality. So there is also need for you to have certificate of analysis for each batch of products. Whichever batch of products you manufacture, you need to have a team that will enable you analyze. And after they have been analyzed, after they have checked the quality and all the parameters, there is need for them, or for the different regulatory body, to give you what we call a certificate to confirm that this product is of quality and is ready for consumption in the market. There is also a certificate of good manufacturing practices. This as well can be given by a regulatory body. So certificate, there is need for you to have this certificate. It shows all the different procedures that you're going to do, any documentations that you're going to have in the process of manufacture are all contained in this. So you need this certificate to approve that whatever procedures you have, whatever standing orders you have in your manufacturing unit are of quality. And then batch certification, still it's not so far from what we call certificate of analysis. After you have analyzed and they gave you a certificate, there is need for you to get a certificate for a specific batch. Okay. You get a certificate for that batch. And then the last, we have inclusion of detailed product quality specification in the contract. Get all those details. The second procedure, however, we have the second procedural category. The second category is a procedure to verify that shipped goods meet the specifications, which include, so this is the second thing you need to put in mind. Like what we have talked one about having quality products or raw materials being brought to your facility. And how you get those quality raw materials is by selecting the supplier, selecting the carefully selecting the raw materials you want, and then getting all those other certification. And that brings us to the second procedure, where we are looking at these raw materials that they have brought to us. How do we inspect? We have what we call pre and post shipment inspection. Shipments are like goods brought, or I can call them shifts. We can call shipments or shifts. For example, when you have a practical exam, you always have shifts. So every shift of of your raw materials that are brought in the facility, you need to inspect. So we have pre and post inspection of these shipments. And then we have what you call analytical pharmaceutical testing. After you have inspected, you have to sample them out and test for specific parameters that you're more interested in, or that will enable you conclude whether whatever they have brought in is of quality or of not of poor quality. So the third procedural category is procedure to monitor and maintain the quality of pharmaceuticals from the moment they are received until the medicine is finally consumed by the patient. And how do you do that? Is by proper storage and distribution procedures. Our medicine's quality can degrade when we store badly, or when we have poor storage conditions, when we use a wrong distribution method. Even what we use for transporting from one place to another, it can also affect our goods. If we are transporting cold chain items and we are not putting into mind that this cold chain item have to be maintained in the temperature, in their specific temperatures. So you find that we have other places that are more cold, or the other places that are hotter. So there is need for us to have those things put in place. Appropriate dispensing. In the process of dispensing, we can as well interfere with the quality of medicine. If you do not give the patient right instruction about the medicine, if you give the wrong dosage to the patient, if you misinterpret the prescription, you find that you are going to affect the quality of the medicine, because this patient is going to swallow this medicine and comes back complaining, bringing back a complaint of saying this medicine has given them allergic reaction, or the medicine is not working, like they are not getting better. And then after that, we shall have to give a feedback to our manufacturers, and this will affect the quality of this medicine. Then we have instruction to patients on proper use of medication. There is also need for us to instruct our patient, just like what I was saying. Then we have product defect and pharmacovigilance reporting program. Pharmacovigilance involves reporting and monitoring of different procedures that we use for reporting and monitoring of adverse drug reactions. Adverse drug reactions are unexpected outcomes that come as a result of a patient taking the medicine. For example, if we are manufacturing analgesics, that is for reducing pain in patients, and then we give patients, and then instead of recovering, they get a mild headache, or the headache gets exaggerated. You find that we didn't really anticipate that would happen. Or not only that, we find that maybe they will have something like a difficulty in breathing, blockage of the different uh, maybe we find blockage of the, how can I call it, blood clotting is happening. Oh, and you know that blood clotting is a more dangerous thing. At least if maybe a patient can have allergic reactions on the skin, we expect to manage it. So in case of any outcomes that come as a result of the medicine we have manufactured, we need a team on ground in different facilities where we distribute our medicine to be able to report back to us, to give us the feedback on how these adverse drug reactions manifest, how many people are having this type, or how many people are reporting, what percentage of people or patients are reporting with this specific side effects, I mean adverse drug reaction. So by knowing that, it will enable us to conclude or make conclusions whether our medicine was of quality or not of quality. And it will also show that our system or our quality assurance system is active and alive. Yeah. Yes. So let us look at something else. Here we have, in case we do not maintain quality of medicine, what are the effects that come up as a result of poor quality medicine? What are the consequences that come up as a result of poor quality medicine? If a pharmaceutical doesn't meet established quality standards or passes its expiration date, or has been degraded by storage conditions. Remember the last slide we have just looked at these conditions, the storage conditions, the distribution method and dispensing. So in case we all this is not put in place, these are some of the things that will happen to our patients. These are what will affect how our patients are going to be affected. One, we see that poor quality medicine is one that does not meet specification, as it can be a result of failure of pharmaceutical product to meet established quality standards, or when product passes expiry date, or when product has been degraded by storage conditions. So poor quality medicine may have sorry about that. We see that poor quality medicine, I was trying to zoom it, sorry. Poor quality medicine may have undesirable clinical, economic, economic effects and affect a credibility of a healthcare delivery. So this is one of overview of what would happen. So, however, here are the consequences. What happens? We see that lack of therapeutic effect may lead to prolonged illness or death. If we manufacture a medication that does not have a purpose, we are going, you find that prescribers are going to prescribe it, and then our patients are going to take it, and yet we know, or maybe the quality in the medicine is not of standard, and or maybe you find that the medicine itself is a placebo. A placebo is a compound or a drug that does not have a therapeutic effect. Like it is I don't want to call it empty medicine, but it doesn't have a therapeutic effect. Okay, so you see the lack of therapeutic effect may lead to prolonged illness or death. By us giving this medicine that doesn't have that therapeutic effect, you are going to increase or prolong illness, or even cause death, because this patient will react like the body is expecting, or we are giving the medicine to expect the patient to get better, but instead the patient gets worse. It means sometimes that our medicine are not of quality. So poor pharmaceutical quality can lead to serious health consequences and death. For example, the use of poor quality cardiac medicine and medicine for seizures and asthma. Okay, so these are some of the examples. Poor quality medicine as well may induce toxicity or adverse reactions. When some products expire or get exposed to adverse climatic conditions, for example, excessive heat and humidity, they may undergo physical or chemical change that can result in the possible toxic degradation products. So we find that when we manufacture drugs, we have what we call active pharmaceutical ingredients and excipients. So sometimes when our medicine are exposed to exaggerated climate, and we have not considered maintaining their temperatures of storage, you find that the excipients will end up reacting with themselves, or excipients will react with the active pharmaceutical ingredient. By so doing, you find that whatever we are going to find in the drug is going to be adulterated or exaggerated in a way that it is not going to treat whatever intended condition that we have for that specific medicine. Another consequence is financial wastage, mostly in effective care or need to treat adverse drug reactions resulting from poor product quality, and that leads to more costly treatment. We waste resources, even the manufacturer wastes. Okay, because some of these products, after it has presented adverse drug reactions and we have reported back, you find that there will be need to recall the product. So our manufacturer will have wasted money, the patient themselves will have wasted a lot of money actually. Okay, so poor quality medicine has another point. We see that poor pharmaceutical quality may seriously affect health system credibility. That is, patients may be discouraged from using health facilities, and the worker morale may be affected. So you find that some facilities, patients say, "Oh, we have heard in the community people say, me, I won't go to that facility because of this and this and that. Those people's medicine don't work." Actually, most of our patients talk like that. They'll be like, "Oh, those people's medicine does not work." So later, there is need for us to be very conscious so that we get accredited by the community as the best in whatever we do, because we give them what they expect, or we give them medicines of what they expect to swallow, and what they expect to get better from the different conditions they are suffering from. Another consequence is there will be emergency of drug resistance, and this majorly happens for antibiotics. Okay, so when you give a poor quality medicine to the patient, you find that our not our I'm talking about the bacteria in the body gets used or modifies itself to resist the drug. Okay, so you find that it modifies its shape in order to resist the drug. If it is a cell membrane inhibitor, you will find that this cell membrane of this specific bacteria is going to modify it itself, is going to change. And when our drug, now we put it in the body or give it to the patient, you'll find that this medicine cannot penetrate the cell membrane. In case it has to inhibit the cell membrane synthesis, you find that the bacteria has adopted to the environment. So it can bring such cases of emergency drug resistance, and then we have what you call increased health costs. Still goes to the financial loss. Mhm. So that is it on consequences. However, here, after we have looked at the consequence, there is need for us to know what we call determinants of pharmaceutical quality. What are those things that we need to put in mind when we want to prepare something of quality? For example, if I want to make juice, let me use an example of juice, because I'm assuming that every one of us can at least make juice. If I want to make juice, what is it that I want to make sure that this juice is going to come out nice? I will need sugar, I will need maybe the fruits I want to use, and then I'm going to carefully select the fruits that I want to mix in my juice. And then I am going to look at which apparatus am I going to use. Am I going to use a blender, or is there any other better one that I would use? that will give me expected outcome. And in case you want someone to make it for you, who do you trust to make it for you? Do they know how to use the blender? Do they know how many spoons of sugar to put? Something like that. So those are determinants of quality. Even at the manufacturing unit, we have determinants of pharmaceutical quality. What is it that we have to put in mind to make sure that whatever we manufacture is of quality? Most of us confuse determinants, and the next slide is giving us parameters. So we are going to see the difference clearly. So, but briefly, that is what you need to know. So the quality of medicine products coming off the production line is determined by, or is affected by, affected by, we have what we call startup materials. Like, what are your raw materials? Did you carefully select the raw materials? And if you carefully selected the raw materials, which raw materials are you using exactly? So startup material can affect the quality of the medicine. Plant environment, for those raw materials that we have to collect from plants. There are plants that we need to prune, we need to weed around the plant, if it is roots, we need to carefully pick the roots. So how are you maintaining the plant? Because it is giving you raw materials. Because if you do not maintain the plant, you're not going to get good yield. For example, when you plant nuts, I'm talking to Africans, I am not sure about other countries, but mostly in Africa, we have what we call groundnuts. So when we look at groundnuts, in case you want good yield from groundnuts or any crop, you need to keep weeding, or always weed, and maintain the environment so that you get good yield at the end of the day. The same comes to the plants. These different botanical gardens. We have different plants, so we need to always keep maintaining the environment so that we collect something of quality. Okay, so that's on plant environment. We have manufacturing equipment, just like how I gave the analog of juice. All right, we say that I asked that are you going to use a blender? So what the purpose of your manufacturing process? What purpose are you manufacturing this medicine for? Enables you to wisely choose which equipments are going to be used. So you need manufacturing equipments for you to be in position to prepare something of quality. Okay, and you need to carefully select which equipment that you need to use, or we can say apparatus. It's the same thing. Then here we have another point, is technical know-how. That's like I said, who do you want to make for you that? So here we need people who are skilled to participate in the whole process of manufacture. If you have skilled personnel, you are rest assured of quality. If you are not sure of which people you have employed in the manufacturing unit, you will not be assured of quality. Okay, and then we have packaging material. You need to wisely select the packaging material. We have those compounds that are affected by light. Which type of packaging material do you choose? We have those that are affected by heat, by humidity. Which specific apparatus do you select for packing them? So your packaging material can affect the quality of your medicine, because we can have under storage, we can end up having chemical instabilities, microbial instabilities, because of the choice of the packaging material that we have chosen. And then we have transportation of the final product. This is under distribution. How are you transporting your final product? How are you distributing it? Which method of distribution are you using? And then we look at storage conditions of the finished product. How do you store your medicines? Are you giving instructions to patients on how to store it from home? Are you giving instructions to health workers after manufacturing? so that they are able to know whether this needs to be under low humidity, high humidity, low heat, room temperature, something like that. You need to direct. That's why whenever we are writing labels in the process of practical, we are looking at giving direction on storage. Should it be stored in a cool, dry place? Should it be stored in maybe 2 degrees centigrade of freezing point? So it becomes a determinant of quality. It becomes something that affects the quality of your product. If you store your product poorly, the quality will change, and patients will not get expected outcome. It will not be fit for purpose. It will not be right the first time. If you don't transport them well, they are still going to affect patients. And then the last one is what we call sanitation and hygiene. We look at the sanitation, the whole sanitation, right from when you are receiving raw materials to when you are weighing, when you are compounding, when you are packing, when you are labeling, when you're carrying out quality controls, the different tests you carry out. So it becomes a determinant of quality. Let us look at another thing that we like to confuse with determinants. We have what we call parameters to determine quality of pharmaceutical product. Like before I looked at determinants, I talked about making juice. So, and I talked about what I need to have to make nice juice. So here, when you come to parameters, you're looking at after you have made juice. How are you going to know this juice is of quality? Or you have made nice juice. Yes. So what you're going to do first, by seeing, if you are able to see and you're seeing a uniform solution, you can really be happy that you have made something nice. And then you're going to look at the thickness. Okay. You are looking at the viscosity of whatever you have made. It also gives you confidence you have made something of quality. And then the other one is you are able to taste. Maybe you want to confirm whether you put the enough sugar. So those are parameters. So when here we have parameters for medicine quality. What are the things that we need to test to give conclusion that our medicine is of quality? One is identity. The identity test should confirm the existence of the active ingredients indicated on the label, and it is the easiest to make. So identity is easier. And then we have what we call purity. Under purity, in addition of the active pharmaceutical ingredient, most pharmaceutical, sorry about that, purity, we need to make sure that the product is pure and it has all required ingredients. The color is clear and it is uniform. That is what we classify under purity. Identity, you look out for the active pharmaceutical ingredient. Is it present? You carry out the test to check whether it is present, whether it is there. And then we have what we call strength and potency. The medicine should contain the required amount of API, that is active pharmaceutical ingredient. This word API. And then harmful byproducts must be absent or should be below the defined limits. Majorly amount of medicine required to elicit response. This is elicit. We are missing C. Elicit response to bring a change should be assessed in order to maintain the quality. That is under strength and potency. The next is what we call uniformity of the dosage form. Consistency in color, shape, and size of the tablet, or capsule, or creams, or solution, or liquids should not vary from one dose to the next. And here we have what to note. They are saying any lack of uniformity may suggest problems with other quality parameters such as identity, purity, strength, or potency. So if every solution you make, it should be uniform. For the cases of suspension, of course, we expect them to have different layers. For the cases of emulsion, they may have different layers. But when we are looking at uniformity, if it is a tablet and should be a round tablet, it should be round without cracks. If it is a capsule and we expect a specific colors, we should also have that. If it is a cream, we also expect the cream to be uniform. Okay, and then we have what you call bioavailability. This refers to the speed and completeness with which a pharmaceutical administered in the specific form enters the bloodstream. We are looking at amount of the blood, amount of the medicine that enters the bloodstream or the systemic circulation. Okay, so that is bioavailability. We also check for that. And here we see that viability of a product, bioavailability of a product may also depend on other ingredients used in formulation such as solvents, binders, coloring agents, and coating, or how ingredients are combined. And then we are continuing with our parameters. This is continue, okay? That is, we also look out for stability. Product stability depends on active ingredients. So we have three forms of instability. That is chemical instability, physical instability, and microbial instability. So under this parameter, they are looking out for all these three different instabilities, these different forms of instabilities. And then the last one, we are looking at pharmacopoeia standards. All pharmaceutical products should be manufactured by use of these guidelines in order to maintain quality. Okay, so those are parameters of medicine